Ladies and gentlemen, pay attention. This is your boy, the coach from the WWE. I would like to welcome you to the very first wrestling podcast in the world to take you on a weekly deep dive into classic matches along with legends of the squared circle. Enjoy the discussion. Enjoy the back and forth. There's so much to get into. Ladies and gentlemen, this is The Payoff.
Welcome to an all-new episode of The Payoff. I'm Tom. That's Jeff. We're on the road to the John Cena retirement tour.
The end of a long road, yep.
It's been a very, very long road.
Yep.
So tell me why you picked this one.
Yeah, this was more kind of to show off the two sides of Cena on this one. This week we've got this match and kind of covering it. Of course, everyone, the mystery partner. We didn't necessarily know this at the time who it was going to be, and setting up the story here. But this is more the comedic kind of performances that he could put on. Next week we've got a little bit more serious match, him and The Rock, and so this was just to kind of show both sides of Cena and what he's capable of and what he can do and what he's done. So that's why I picked this one.
Well, I'm looking forward to covering this one.
It's fun, it's short, it's a raw, it's just what it is, yeah.
Stress-free episode of The Payoff.
That's right, yep, absolutely.
All right, let's get into the build.
Oh, it's time for the build.
All right, so we're on Monday Night Raw, December 22nd, 2008, Air Canada Centre, Toronto, Ontario, Canada. This is the 813th edition of Monday Night Raw. We have Jerry Lawler and Michael Cole on commentary. So what happened on this show? Well, Shawn Michaels defeats Kane in 5 minutes. Kofi Kingston defeats Man U in 3 minutes. He was accompanied by Cody Rhodes. Melina and Mickie James are going to defeat Jillian Hall and Layla in 4 minutes. JBL is going to win by DQ over Rey Mysterio in 12 minutes. Randy Orton is going to win by forfeit over Batista, who did not show up. CM Punk is going to lose to Chris Jericho in 14 minutes. So this is a hell of a Raw.
This is a good show, yeah.
Shawn and Kane.
Yep.
JBL and Mysterio. Jericho and Punk. And then our main event, John Cena and a mystery opponent up against Beth Phoenix and Santino Marella.
Yeah. Yeah, this was one, like I said, you could kind of, whenever you're in Toronto, there's always a chance that Trish Stratus is going to show up. And so we are right by Christmas, too. This show taking place December 22nd in 2008. And so that was the kind of catalyst for this match, and why it happened was you had Santino and Beth Phoenix, who was the women's champ at the time. Santino saying that he was going to reveal a secret about, brace yourself, Santa Claus. Oh. And so before he could reveal the secret, though, and ruin Christmas for everyone, John Cena came out, interrupted, and said that as he shouldn't, Santino should not mess with Santa Claus, which led to the challenge. Cena could team up with any diva of his choosing to take on Santino and Beth Phoenix later that night. And so we get into this one, of course, and we'll kind of let it play out. We know, like I said, from this episode who the mystery partner is going to be, but we will see that returning for her first time since 2006, making her re-debut once again in this late 2008 match against all these competitors. And so we'll see how this plays out. It's a short match and a short video here, so I'm saying we just hop into it and make it happen.
All right, well, we are in 2008 for this. This one's on YouTube. I'm ready if you're ready.
Yeah, let's get into it.
All right, it's time for The Payoff.
Oh, it's time for the payoff.
Cena's out, got the mic, everybody on there.
Amazing!
Favorite.
Honestly, it is amazing. Because the secret is Santa Claus tonight is
I mean, I love when. I mean, this is crazy. Cena's getting just the shit boot out of him all along.
Yep. There's Santa in the front row, guy dressed up. Yep.
Drank some milk, ate some cookies, shook hands with Dolph Ziggler. He bought a front row ticket. He's right there. Damn. But before he did all that, he gave me one Christmas wish, and it was one that I really needed.
So is she gonna get a big pop? This is a surprise?
Yeah, this is the surprise. Here we go.
Order from Santa?
How long has she been gone for?
At this point, 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so this was a return for her. Yep. Looking incredible as she has every single time she's returned.
She'll look incredible in another 20 years.
Yep, exactly. So
her, Tori Wilson hasn't aged either.
Nope. Doing the points right now. Her and John. There you go. Yep.
Okay. Beth Phoenix did nothing for me.
Yeah, me neither. Like,
just never, not a
Amazon. Yeah.
So, best match of Beth Phoenix career, an I Quit match at One Night Stand 2008 against Melina.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, could be one worth watching.
I'm sure we've got it out there. Yep.
Her and Natalia in a tag team tables match against Lay Cool. Mickie James at No Mercy 2007. Her and Edge against The Miz and Maurice.
That's right.
Royal Rumble 2022. So that was a good
that one. Yeah. Santino kind of telling Beth he's got this one right out of the gate. Yep.
Beth was a 3-time women's champion, 1-time Divas champion, 2017 Hall of Fame inductee, first woman to compete in 2 Royal Rumbles.
Santino kind of mimicking Cena now, trying to make himself look bigger than he is. Yeah.
And Santino, does he have a wrestling school in Canada?
I believe he has a wrestling school. He's out there in
MMA,
TNA as well too, and his daughter's involved in NXT or one of those as well too. Now I don't follow it as closely as I should, but yeah, he's still very much involved with on camera kind of storyline type stuff. Yep. All right, tagging in Beth Phoenix. Here we go. So we got to swap out.
The Slammy Award-winning Diva of the Year, the women's champion, Beth Phoenix. I got a message to all the kids out there. Whatever Santino says, don't listen. I found out when you stop believing in Santa Claus is when you start getting close to Christmas.
Big Pop.
Well, here we go. Trish and Beth Phoenix. Now, Trish, on the other hand, has a catalog.
Mm-hmm. She was in a lot of big matches. Yep. She's just, you got to think, like, she is just naturally gifted out there. For her to come back like she does all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Like, to do it so well every time. Like, that's just the natural ability. Beating the hell out of Beth Phoenix at this point. Yep.
Her matches with Lita and Mickie James and...
Yeah. That's what we grew up on.
Charlotte.
Yep.
More recently.
Which was good. Like, yeah, she hasn't had a bad match in a long time. If ever. Like, I don't remember, there might have been some weird stuff out there, but not bad. Yep. That Phoenix now going for like a choke slam there. Yep. Into the corner. Oh, now they're faking. Santino's going up to the top rope like he was going to take her out. Nope.
Do you remember when Santino debuted? It was on a Raw where I guess they were, it was in Italy and he was just supposed to be like a fan.
I do not remember that. I'll have to go back and check that.
That's how he debuted. He won. I think he won the Intercontinental title. Okay, so who was a bigger woman, Chyna or Beth Phoenix?
Chyna. I gotta think it's Chyna. Yeah.
Okay, you're right.
Yep.
How much taller do you think Chyna was?
Probably 2-3 inches, maybe
3 inches.
Not much, but yeah, enough.
How much more do you think Chyna weighed?
probably 50 pounds, like muscle.
Exactly 50.
Oh my gosh.
So 3 inches and 50.
We are sitting in the same room. I cannot see your screen. That was truly off the cuff. I had no clue. Yep.
Incredibly impressed with that.
Thank you. Yep. I appreciate backbreaker there from Beth Phoenix. Yep. Kind of working over Trish. Smart move here, though. Don't tag in Santino. Let her keep beating up on Trish.
I don't believe Beth Phoenix was in Playboy multiple times like
Yeah, I don't think
Shiny.
so either. Yeah.
I mean, from what I understand, those additions did incredibly well.
They were huge selling point. I remember at the time. Yeah, they looked forward to. Yeah, it was like you had made it type moment. Yep.
Yeah. Well, if you look over there on my coffee table, they're sitting right there.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. You just got to leave them out sometimes. Like the kids got to learn somehow. So
yes.
It's just so getting the hot tag. Cena in there now, beating up on Santino. Yeah.
All right. And let's just cover this real quickly. Your final words on the John Cena heel turn.
Yeah, because we just talked about the turn itself was a top 2-3 moment. Like in that moment when it happened. And like that was, wrestling 9 and 10, but then the heel turn itself and the matches that came after it are like a 2. Like they just didn't know what to do with it. They didn't know how to do it. We've said this, like Cena couldn't, I don't think he couldn't play that role, but he just face Cena didn't allow him to be heel. There you go. Yeah, face Cena just couldn't be heel Cena. That's what it boils down to. And he's working here to get Trish over again, obviously in Toronto. That is where she's from. That she always gets the gigantic hometown pop there and them celebrating with each other. How about you? What's your payoff score on Cena's heel turn?
It didn't work. I don't blame them for trying.
Right.
The Rock and Travis Scott made no sense. It wasn't needed. Figure out a different way to use The Rock on that show if you're not going to pay it off.
Yep.
So there is a world where the Cena heel turn makes sense. So I don't mind them trying. I just thought the execution was poor. I do think, what's the Rock's story on this? He said Ari Emanuel or Nick Khan called him and said, we need you in Toronto because ticket sales are slow.
Yeah, and it's just backfired on them because The Rock is The Rock. And they didn't know what to do, and The Rock didn't want to commit because he had to go out and make his movies that didn't make what they thought they would make. Yeah.
Yep. All right.
Send him home. Yep.
Let's get to the aftermath.
Ho! It's time for the aftermath.
All right, what'd you think?
It was fun. It's a good way to end a Raw and, in the lead up to Christmas, and no problem with it. It was fine. How about you?
Good. I mean, I do perfectly fine, paint by numbers, but good surprise, big pop. I mean, Trish been gone for 2 years. That's for a random Monday Night Raw, especially in December. It's a pretty big deal, man. Yeah,
absolutely. So Trish on this one, obviously well received. The return. She's really just made sporadic returns ever since this happened. Most recently, or at the time, the next one after this, she guest hosted Raw in September of 2009, participating in a 6-person tag match. Beth Phoenix dominated the women's division, and so you had that. You had Glam Marella, her and Santino. Santino, again, like we said, just kind of being that comedic with her as well, too, but always in the mid-card. And then Cena, always the top star, had the World Heavyweight Championship for quite a while. And this just kind of showcased he's willing to work with whoever. He's willing to, spend some time doing those things. So on the women's side, Beth Phoenix was number 2. Trish Stratus was not rated. Cena was number 9 on the men's side. Santino was 91. And so the only kind of review on this, Cena and Trish beat Beth and Santino. Cena beat Santino up a bit. Yeah, they had a pretty basic match. Trish sold for a while, got the better of Santino. Cena got the hot tag, did the usual comeback. And so, hell of a Raw, actually, he said. And so, like you pointed out at the top of the show, like quite a bit happening here with just how good the matches were. So, like I said, nothing to get super excited about. But what's your payoff score on this one?
3.
3? Okay.
I mean, it was fine. It just, there was nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm middle ground. It's a 5. Like, I know you're like, oh, it's our scores. We do what we want here. Like, I don't need it to be much higher than that. And so, like I said, it's perfectly serviceable. We need a little bit of that comedy in wrestling sometimes. It doesn't always have to be, edge of your seat waiting for a 5-star. Sometimes you just want to have a little bit of fun. And this would, if I had watched this card, which how good it was, like, I'm home for Christmas and I throw it on, I would have been happy. Like, this would have been a good way. So, yeah, good stuff at the end of the day. So, all right, we got some more Cena next week. I see we've already got it pulled up. Cena and The Rock hanging out there, goatee Rock, looking crazy. But let's send him home so that we can get on to the next one.
All right, yeah, we got a big one next week. That's Rock Cena once in a lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
Until the following year.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
which was second in a lifetime. All right, appreciate everyone listening. We'll see you next week on an all new episode of The Payoff.